You're listening to the Marketing Funnel Show, episode number 5. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on how a marketing funnel really works to grow your business. Welcome to the Marketing Funnel Show. I'm your host, Michelle Evans, and this is the podcast for coaches, experts, and online business owners to learn how to go from simply surviving to sold out using the power of marketing funnels. All right, let's jump into today's show. Hey, welcome to today's show. I am so glad that you're here. Today, I am really looking forward to having this conversation with you, and we're really going to be talking about how marketing funnels really work. So we're going to pull back the curtains on some things that have happened in my own business and how they've really helped me. But first, I want to just start by framing up our conversation today, because the truth is businesses don't fail because they have an ugly website or bad branding, or they need a new logo, or they need to do a photo shoot, or any of that stuff. And I hear that from people all the time. They're like, Michelle, I can't do a marketing funnel until I, do these 18 other things first that don't provide a return really right away. And I'm always like, no, you really don't. You can do a funnel, a super simple funnel, without having any of those things. Now, does branding, does a great website, does a logo, does a photo shoot help you? Yeah, it definitely lends credibility. I'm not saying those things aren't needed at all, but you don't have to wait until they're perfect to get started. That's what I'm saying. Because the truth is, businesses don't fail because of those things. And that's not just according to me. According to the U.S. Small Business Administration, according to Forbes magazine, according to, tons of experts out there, there is only one reason businesses fail. Care to take a guess what that is? Well, if you guessed businesses fail because no one knows about them, you're on the right track, but not quite there. If you guessed, well, businesses fail because they're not unique. They don't have a unique message. They don't stand out. You're on the right track, but again, not quite there. Want to know what the number one reason businesses fail is? The number one reason is that they can't get enough customers to buy what they're selling. Just let that sink in for a moment. Because I know that, especially when I was first in my business, the only thing I was selling was my time. Like, I was either doing coaching or consulting for people. I didn't have a product or a service or anything like that I was selling. And I did pretty well selling my time, sometimes not for enough. But when I switched over to products, that's when I started getting into some, to products and programs. That's when I started getting into some hot water because, I wasn't 100% sure what people wanted. I thought I knew, but I wasn't 100% sure. And and I've talked with tons and tons of businesses, and a lot of times business owners will think that, okay, if I just dump more money into Facebook ads, or if I can just get more people to know about me, like if I could be a guest blogger, or if I could be a guest podcaster or a guest speaker, if I can just get a really big email list or any number of other things, if I could, build up a Facebook group, or if I could get a ton of Twitter followers or Instagram followers or anything like that, then I'll be set. But I've got to let you know, I have seen countless businesses of all shapes and sizes who have really, really strong email lists, really good size email lists, who can't generate enough sales, even though they look like they're doing all the right things. If you took a look at their metrics from the outside, you'd think, whoa, they've got it made, until you got to the revenue number and you're like, wait, what's going on here? I remember one particular business that I worked with for a while. When they first came to me, they had a list of over 30,000 people, but they could not generate sales on a regular basis. And it's like, wow, let's dive into this. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see how we can turn this around for you, because that's a lot of work to get that many people to pay attention to you. And I've shared in previous episodes, I had a client who was a sought after speaker, and she would speak at some of the biggest industry events. But again, she had a really hard time turning her audience into clients until she got a marketing funnel in place. And if you really think about it, you would go, yeah, I could see how a business can't stay in business if they can't make enough sales and get enough people to buy sales, because that's kind of business 101. Without money coming in, you don't have a sustainable business. So the big question for you that you're probably asking, the big question for me is, all right, well, how do you do that? Especially if you don't feel comfortable just picking up the phone and selling to people, which I have to be honest, I don't. Like, that is not something that I'm super comfortable with, of just picking up the phone and being like, hey, you want to buy my stuff? And I know some people who are, and they're really great at it, but that just doesn't seem like the kind of business I want to run. So how do you get people to know about you? How do you get people to start following you and engaging with you? And then how do you go from sort of those vanity metrics or nice to have metrics or leading indicators, whatever you want to call it, of like lots of people on your email list or a growing email list or lots of people following you on social media or whatever? How do you get from that, where basically they're saying, yep, I like you enough to pay attention to you, to going past engagement and really jumping into selling what you're offering without feeling like a total cheese ball or a pushy in your face, like, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff jerk? I mean, I'm sure all of us have been added to some MLM Facebook group without being asked, and suddenly the people are like pinging you left, right, and center with messages to say, hey, I have the sale. Hey, you're going to want this stuff. Or you've had people do friend requests from you. And you're like, great, I have a new person who wants to connect with me. And then suddenly you're bombarded with like, I have a sale going on. Don't miss out, right? We don't want to be like that, because that's not actually a sustainable way to build your business. That's like desperation marketing, right? And it's the opposite of what I like to do and what I help my clients do and what I teach about. And really, for me, instead of going about it that way, where you're basically just running around like crazy trying to sell to anybody with a pulse, the answer for me is to create a marketing funnel. And here's why. So let me just break apart a quick story about a recent promotion, maybe one that I ran maybe about 6 months ago, where I spent $63.17 on Facebook ads, and how I turned that campaign into over $10,000 of new business in less than 3 weeks. So, and more importantly, how you can do that too. In fact, I have a whole video with screenshots that I'll share with you. You can get that on today's show notes page, because I think it's really important for people to know, like, you don't have to be desperate. There's people out there who are searching for what you have. And really, it's just a matter of letting them find you, making it easy for them to find you, connecting with them, and then bringing them closer to you so that they can make the decision, hey, do I want to buy or not? So let me break this down for you. So here's how the funnel rolled. It's a super simple funnel. So we started with a Facebook ad that led to an opt-in page. So the Facebook ad in this instance was giving away a PDF. And so they'd go to the opt-in page, put in their name and email address, click, give it to me, or give me that cheat sheet or whatever it said on the button. And they'd go to the next page. So a lot of times after people opt in, business owners on the next page just say, hey, thanks, go check your inbox. But instead of doing that, I said thank you at the top. I said, hey, thanks, your PDF is zoomed into your inbox and should be there in about 10 minutes. In the meantime, and this is where the magic happens, in the meantime, do you want to get even more from this? And I just went through why they should book a call with me. And I'm going to be really honest, like, this is so simple, right? It's a Facebook ad, step 1. Step 2 is the opt-in page. Step 3 is a combo thank you page and a book a call with me. I also had about 5 emails when somebody opted in that said, like, here's your PDF, hey, here's a little bit about me, and then just started building the case for why they'd want to call. And within a very short amount of time, I had over 17 calls booked, and I just shut down the campaign because I knew that from those 17 calls, I'd get the business that I was looking for. That is how simple a funnel can be. When you're really clear on who your audience is, what their pain point is, what they're looking for, and how you can really help them with their pain point and what they're looking for, it can be that straightforward and simple. And you can view a video with screenshots of this and download the step-by-step PDF that I put together on this funnel so that you don't have to try to remember it all on today's show notes page, which you can find at themarketingfunnelshow.com/5. That's just the number 5. So there's, some good extra tutorial stuff there if you want to go and say, all right, how did Michelle make this work? And you may be thinking in your mind, Michelle, that just sounds too easy. Like, how could you have an ad out there, spend, less than $65 on ads and get over $10,000 in business? And the truth is, it is pretty easy once you figure out the steps and what to say. Now, the first few times I ran that funnel, I had to do some of the learning. So, I think this was the 3rd or 4th time I ran that funnel. The first time, it didn't work as well as it did the 3rd time. But the beauty of funnels is that I go through and I do that setup and that work once, and then I see what works and what doesn't work, and I can make, little tweaks so that the next time I roll it out, it works even better. And then I can, take a look at, all right, how many people are clicking on my ad? How many people are opting in once they hit my opt-in page? How many people are booking a call with me? And I can see, okay, here's where maybe I need to add another email or say something different on the thank you page to get people to book a call with me or whatever. And I can just run these little tiny tests that make it run better and better and better and better. And so as a result, I've been able to use this same funnel, multiple times, and I get really good results each time. So today, let's talk about what's so magical about these funnels, because the truth is there isn't anything magical. Instead, funnels are super strategic. And so let's just break this down. Because I want to, a lot of times when I talk to people about funnels, they say stuff like, oh, they just seem so hard or complicated or, whatever. There's like a lot of stigma attached to it. But, as I just walked you through, that was a super simple funnel. And again, you can go see the video with screenshots and all that stuff. Like it's super straightforward and simple. And it really starts with the end in mind. So the first thing you need to do when you're thinking about your own funnel is start with what you want your ultimate offer to be. What is the thing that you're trying to accomplish with this funnel? For example, if you want to get people on the phone with you so that you can sell your product, your program, or your service, then your ultimate offer is what you're selling. And your funnel warms people up to have that sales conversation, to get them excited to, submit an application to have a call with you. Or if you want to get people on a webinar with you so that, again, you could sell your product, your program, or your service, then your funnel builds excitement and interest for the webinar where you're able to further develop the excitement, the interest, the intrigue, and the excitement for your ultimate offer. Or let's say if you want someone to watch your videos or attend an event that you're putting on, or really anything else, that thing is what your funnel is designed to build interest for. It's designed to warm people up, to get them like, oh yeah, I want to pay attention to this because I can see how it's important for me and my business. The problem is that most people try to go from stranger to selling that thing. So, let's say that you're selling, a $5,000 coaching program. So they try to go straight from Facebook ad or blog post to buy my $5,000 thing. And there's like this huge uh, gulf in between them of like, I don't know you, I don't trust you, I don't know why this would be important for me. And that's what a funnel does. So instead of trying to like take this huge giant leap over the Grand Canyon of questions from a stranger to buy my $5,000 thing, you want to take it baby step by baby step and build a bridge from them not knowing anything about you or what you can do for them or how valuable you could be to, all right, I can see how you offer me something that I really need to pay attention to. And so you really, really want to make sure that you're clear on what that ultimate thing is, but then back it up. Because that a big problem that I see in a lot of people's marketing is that they're trying to take too many steps. So, if I tried to go straight from Facebook ad to book a call with me, I guarantee you I wouldn't have gotten those 17 calls. People would have been like, I don't know who you are. I don't know why this is important. You need to warm me up a little bit. And by warm up, I don't mean that you have to take like days and weeks and months to do this. You just need to do it in a really strategic way. And so your funnel will be most successful when it's clear and straightforward, when it's streamlined and simple. If you're trying to, I've seen people out there teaching funnels where they're like, okay, and then you can have this upsell and downsell and cross-sell and this extra offer. And those are awesome if you're at a certain level where you have like a pretty good sized team that can help manage all that stuff. But that's like for, the multi-million-dollar businesses. For most of us, a simple, clean, and straightforward funnel that basically just helps people get to know who you are. I always use a dating analogy because, I met my husband on Match.com and I had done online dating for like 3 years before we met. And we're coming up on our 11th year anniversary here. So it's been a while, but I had so many bad dating experiences because same thing, like these guys are trying to go straight from, hey, we're total strangers to, hey, you want to get busy? And I was like, there's a lot of warming up that needs to happen in between. And people online purchasing things from you are the same thing. Like they don't want to go from stranger to, jumping in the sack with you or committing to you. They need to know a little bit more about you. And that's what a funnel is really good at. And so again, you want it to be clear and straightforward, streamlined and simple. You want it to nurture your audience so that they understand who you are and how, and more importantly, how you can help them. And then it speaks to your audience about a specific problem or situation that they have and showcases how their life could be so much better after, paying attention to what you have to offer. And again, it all starts with knowing what you're trying to accomplish. What is that next step that people need to take to get closer and closer to being ready to purchase from you? And that's it. Really, funnels can be that simple and clear. All you have to do is be really clear on that outcome you want to drive and then figure out the baby steps you need to take to get there. And that sounds a lot simpler than it really is, especially when you're trying to figure it out on your own. But once you discover the power of marketing funnels, and once you see how you put in the work once, and then maybe you just make small tweaks, but you can keep using the same work over and over to warm up your audience, to help them see you as the person they want to buy from, you're going to wonder why you ever wasted time and effort and money and all sorts of stuff just randomly doing other marketing. I know I did, because once you have a marketing funnel, you're like, okay, I know exactly how I need to bring them into my business, and then I know the path I'm going to take them on to get them ready to buy from me. And it's really, really powerful. When you jump on a phone call with somebody and they're like, okay, Michelle, how do I hire you? How can we work together? Do you have any openings? That's a really different conversation than, the probably, I don't know, at least 200 conversations that I had before I started using marketing funnels where people were like, who are you again? And what is it that you're offering? And I don't understand how this would help me. Like, that's what a marketing funnel does, is it answers all those questions before you get somebody on the phone with you, at a webinar with you, at an event with you, or whatever, so that they're already like, okay, I know what you're about and I understand kind of how you're going to help me. And now I just need to kind of know what it is you're going to offer. Okay. So want to know which marketing funnel is right for you and your business? Because, today I talked about one simple one for getting discovery calls or to get people on the phone with you, but that might not be the right one for your business. Well, I've created a totally free and easy quiz to help you figure that out. All you have to do is head on over to today's show notes at themarketingfunnelshow.com/5, and that's just the number 5. And in less than 5 minutes, you'll know exactly which funnel is right for you. Not only that, but I'll give you a funnel that's already pre-built, and you can just change the colors and the logo and the words, but you don't have to worry about the tech. And a whole video on how to do that. So it's really, really easy to get started. And I really encourage you to just give it a chance if you haven't before. And even if you have, just give this one a chance, because I really want to break this down for you so you can see how simple it can be. Okay, last thing here. I would love to spread this free, valuable podcast to more people just like you. If this was valuable to you, will you take just 3 minutes to rate the podcast in iTunes, write a review, and share the podcast with just one person who can use it? Your voice helps tremendously in showing iTunes that this podcast is worth ranking in iTunes instead of like burying in the forgotten podcast dungeon of iTunes, which really, really helps other people find it. And when you do subscribe, rate, and review the episode, just take a quick screenshot and email it to me at michelle@michellelevans.com for your free gift. I'm giving away my mini course, the 1-second marketing hook, to everyone who takes a few minutes to leave a review. And once I get 50 reviews, I'll do a drawing from everyone who emails me for a free 60-minute strategy session. So one lucky person is going to get that free strategy session. Everybody else will get the mini course. Because having a marketing hook is so critical to your funnel and to connecting with people. So it's a win-win-win all around. Head on over to your iTunes app on your phone and leave a quick rating, review, and subscribe to the show. Then just take a quick screenshot, send it to me, and you will get your free gift right away. All right, I will see you on the next episode.